And welcome everyone to LonestarVarsity.com, brought to you by Happy State Bank. I'm Zach Long, this is Phil Torigno. We're getting you ready for another week of high school football in the great state of Texas. And Phil, since we're 2 weeks in, I thought I would put you on the spot and ask you, what are your biggest surprises so far in this football season?
I sold big time on shallow water, and it turns out that I'm paying for it now. I really thought that Loveland would take this game. I thought on paper shallow water was very, very depleted. I went out there to see them. They talked a big game. I thought it might have been a little bit of just some bravado on their end after losing 10 starters on offense and defense, but I was wrong.
Speaking of some Mustangs you probably shouldn't doubt, how about Coronado?
The explosiveness that this offense has is really remarkable. Opening kickoff, Brandon Sherlin brings it back 88 yards. Later in the game, he has a 96-yard touchdown return and mixes in a 34-yard touchdown catch later in the game. So there's a lot of explosiveness with the offense. That defense was very porous against Odessa. Odessa High, that is. It gave up 608 yards on the ground. If they can tighten that up, I think once they start getting into district, it's very promising what this offense is beginning to look like under Seth Parr.
Yeah, because right now in LISD Estacado, they're really the only ones sitting there at 2-0. Coach Servant's getting it done. On the other side of the spectrum, though, Lubbock High. They've got some issues right now.
They just suffered a 60-8 loss to Andrews, and that was quite the disappointing effort. From my vantage point, it looked like the team sort of folded. It didn't look like there was a lot of cohesion and effort there. And I'm putting this one specifically on the players. I think that Jason Strunk and his team have done, and his staff rather, have done so much in trying to get these kids in the right direction. You saw it a little bit playing Sweetwater very tough in the second half of that opening week loss. None of that continuity was there.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Strunk's someone you kind of want to believe in. He has a ton of energy, and it just hasn't worked out the first couple weeks. You kind of hope they figure out something and get that turned around. Speaking of turning it around or maybe continuing on momentum, how about your player of the week here, Corey Kyle from Seagraves?
Yeah, he finishes with 22 carries, just about over 250 yards with 4 scores, in a drubbing of Floyd Data there. So yeah, he pretty much took it pretty easily this week.
And Corey Kyle, they had a rough end of the season last year against Wellington, who ended up winning a state title. So it's good to see that team get rolling, because they might be one of our best chances of all the people we cover to maybe run deep into the playoffs and maybe get to Jerry World in Arlington, Texas. I know that's not nice, putting that much expectations on Seagraves early in the season. All right, let's back up a few steps and go. How about this week in high school football, Phil? How about 3 games we better keep our eye on, and I'm excited about number 1. Yeah,
we're going to start Cooper Friendship here. Both teams coming off a loss. Friendship, that loss coming a bit more dramatically than Cooper. They squandered a 35-point lead. That's a pretty tough assignment to do, but they managed to do it against El Paso El Dorado there. So I think a lot at stake here for both of these teams. I think that physically you give the upper hand to Friendship here, but Cooper has played very strong.
I'm going to take a guess. There might be a few people in that stadium. Just a couple. I'm guessing standing room only. That's my prediction for Cooper and Friendship. Should be a heck of a nice, true Texas football environment out there on Friday night. How about the aforementioned Seagrave Eagles?
Yeah, we're going to go with game 2, Muleshoe and Seagraves. I love the offense here. Seagraves have started off by outscoring their opponents 97-0. Week 1, you get a 48-46 win for Muleshoe over Leveland. There's going to be a ton of offense in this one. I'm really curious to see who sort of is able to get just enough stops.
Another team that lost a lot but has really held foot so far is Denver City.
Yeah, and they'll take on Post. I like this one as well. Once again, more offense. I think it's starting to become a trend, at least early on here, but I expect there to be a lot of points scored. Post just abused Tahoka big time last week, getting over 450 yards on the ground. So once again, it's which team can get just enough number of stops.
Should be a fun one, and there's going to be a lot of fun atmospheres out there. We've got a Thursday night game at Lowry Field. We've got a doubleheader on Friday. You got Cooper Friendship. If you have nothing to do in Lubbock, you do not have any excuses. Go watch one of those games. I guarantee you'll enjoy the environment. For now, though, we're going to depart and go start working on getting ready for those games on Thursday and Friday. This is Phil Torigno. I'm Zach Long, and you're on LonestarVarsity.com.